Welcome to all my travelers out there. I am your host, Darren Beckett, and this is the Global Travel Podcast. For those who do not know my travel resume, I've been to 13 states, 15 countries on 5 different continents, but it is not about me. Here, we are giving you quality travel tips, insights, and recommendations on all the best destinations for ideas to enjoy your vacations. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. We are all clear for takeoff. Before we head to our destination today, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and if you could do me a huge favor, type in the comment section below, type in the words, "I got my ticket," and at the end of the show, I'm going to come back, I'm going to respond and see how that experience went with us, all right? So with that being said, on today's episode, we are taking a trip to Spain. So make sure you got your passports, your earphones, and something to snack on. We have a very special guest here with us today, but before I introduce them, let me just say this. Now, this individual right here, we work together at Travel Explorica, some travel company, and we'll just all about travel, of course. And when I say this guy right here travels, man, he travels. He's been to 25 or over 25 states and been to 25 countries. And today we're talking about Spain. So if that's a place you want to go, you definitely want to listen up, pay attention, and take some notes. So with that being said, without further ado, let me introduce you to my guy, Gavin McDonald. What's going on, brother?
Hey, going good. How about yourself, baby? You're looking clean right here, man. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, it's been a minute, right? My bad, man. I've been here and there. You've been here and there. You live in different states and whatnot. You traveling, doing your thing. So that's always good. You inspiring me, man. You inspiring me.
Yeah, we inspire
So
each other. That's what it is. We inspire each other.
I like that. Teamwork made the dream work. I like that. And this, hey, we
Yes.
used to for my travelers and listeners out there, we used to work together at a company called Explorica, and it was about selling travel to teachers and students and whatnot. Of course, all things travel in our world, and it was one of those. I I wasn't the best at it because there was a lot of restrictions and whatnot. So I think I got a little bit of trouble while I was at that job. But that's in the past. You live and you learn, right? And then other than that, but enough about me and whatnot, my craziness. Man, tell us about you, Gavin, man. Where you from? Where you living? What you do for work? Hobbies, X, Y, and Z.
Okay, so right now I was born in Houston, Texas, but I only lived there since I was like 4, and I moved to California where I spent over 2 decades of my life. And then that's when I moved down to San Diego, get that job with you, man. But you left me there, man. You left me to burn there, dog. Where were you? But after that,
My bad. My
but after San I took some time off. I went over to Indiana, where I thought I was going to be moving over to Memphis to work with the Grizzlies. I was going to be a TSR rep, which pretty much is putting fans and people into to the stands. That's what my job was. So then COVID kind of hit us in a different light. So now I'm just doing my internship as a marketing production assistant with a third party of Telemundo, Indy, which is called the Indiana Latino Expo. And here I've learned there's a lot of different things to do in Indiana than in California. We don't get the sunny times, we don't get the beaches, but we do have the nice fall and we get the change of colors on the leaves. That's what we get here. And we get 4 seasons. So I'm enjoying the winter cold right now. So, but on my free time, I like to exercise, keep the body fit. You never know when you're going to go to the beach, you got to stay fit. I like to, spend my time with some drinks and dancing. I always got to dance, live that fun, free life. And travel, man. Travel is what makes you experience a lot of things. You learn a lot through traveling. So that's one of my biggest passions is traveling.
Great. I love that, man. I know it is. And then real quick, Gavin, I know you don't know, but you got your hand. I think you got it on the wrong side. Your hand, we can see part of your palm. But it's all no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all love, man. It ain't no problem. I just want to let you know. But anyways, but I do want to touch on some places. I don't think we ever on this podcast so far we haven't touched of Indiana, Indianapolis, or what have you. So Indiana in general.
Okay.
So tell us about Indiana. How was that? Give us some insight.
Actually, most people don't know this about Indiana, downtown Indiana, Indianapolis, you're allowed to drink on the streets. like walk and
Did not
drink.
know that.
It's
Did not
crazy,
know that.
yeah, right? It's a
Yeah.
great look. So what
Yeah.
happened was when the Super Bowl came in here, I don't know when the Super Bowl was, but each they passed like a law that says you're allowed to walk from bar to bar with a to go cup and just drink while walking, which was really nice. And there, it's a really cool place. It's like they call it like a little big city or big little city because there's 3 million
Mhm.
people in Indianapolis, but then there's only 7 million around the state.
Oh,
So
oh.
it's a really cool place to get to know. Basketball's king here. Larry Bird is the man. He's everywhere, and Peyton Manning God tier too. So they do love their sports.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, go. I mean, it's not really much to do in Indiana, is it? Besides go to the bars and watch the sports game. What is there to do out there?
Okay, well, this state there's actually we're actually really close to Chicago. It's like 3 hours,
Okay.
3 hours south of Chicago. So if you want a big city and to go enjoy your weekends, go to Chicago. That's a great spot. And
Mhm.
here, going to bars, you can do. There's actually a great children's museum here. It was really awesome. They just have a sports complex in the back, children's museum, and you
Mhm.
can throw the football and you can play basketball. It's really nice. It's really
Oh, that
so
sounds
there's some things, but the economy here is really good as well. So
right.
so that's why there's a lot of people moving. There's a big influx of people moving to Indiana because of the economy.
What are they coming from California? I know a lot of folks moving out of California going into these cheaper states. How's the affordability in
Yeah.
Indiana in general?
Oh man, it's super cheap. I'm playing in a
It is.
nice. I think I'm in new, nice new complex with jacuzzi, pool, and we have a gym, 24-hour lobby with pool tables and
Mhm.
everything like that. And my rent for 2 bedroom, 2 baths, really big, uh, town Carmel and downtown Fishers.
Mhm.
It's just like it's a newer place. It's only 1,700. Only 1,700 for a new place, man.
New. Yeah, yeah,
New,
yeah, yeah.
new. You got that new. That's what it is.
That new. Hey, bro, if you was in, you already know if you was in California with something like that, bro, you'll be paying 2,000 plus. Who knows, 3,000, depending on how nice it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, wow.
hmm
What about the food though? What is it to eat?
So actually, there's a good range of diverse foods around here. We got some Indian food, we got Thai food, we got
Mhm.
Japanese, we got Chinese, and they're actually Indianapolis is quite diverse from what I found, which was very nice because like moving from California, you kind of lose that diversity, which there's 40 million people on the coast, so you're gonna lose that kind of the kind of the texture, the flavor, and everything like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
let me log up. I gotta charge my phone real quick, baby.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You know what it is, man.
um,
We can't survive without it, dog. Go ahead, do your thing.
yeah. So let me get this real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's in, baby.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a great diversity of food here. So and actually they're actually from the country too. So I've never been to a Mexican restaurant without Mexican people in there. Thai place, there's actually Thai people there as well. So it was like really comforting to know that there's actual it's not gonna be Americanized.
Authentic. Hmm. That's it.
Authentic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we're looking for, baby.
That's what now do you is there a particular restaurant, cafe, or anything that you can recommend that you personally like?
Okay, I personally so depending on what you're feeling for the day, but I've enjoyed this. It's called a Thai sushi. It's crazy Thai
Mm,
sushi. It's in
Thai
right down
sushi.
my street. Yeah, so it's a
See,
Thai and sushi place.
right,
So
right.
it's a Thai fusion. So at first, when I first got there, I thought the menu was gonna be like there's gonna be sushi rolls that are like Thai food based, but no,
Right.
it's two separate menus.
Oh,
But
see.
it's delicious. It's like when I was in Thailand, I the food I had there, like the pad Thai,
Mhm.
is it tastes the same at this place
Really
and
authentic.
authentic. And the people there are from Thai. They're Thai, and I was so happy.
Yeah. See, and you want that. Whatever culture, whatever food you eat, you want the people from that culture to be cooking the meal. You don't want, you don't
Hmm.
want the you don't want
You don't want
nobody else
this.
cooking it. Yeah. You don't
Yeah,
want to, yeah, you just want the person from the country to cook the food. So that's probably the
yeah,
best route to go. And then what other state? So we talked a lot about like the popular states, California, New York,
yeah.
Florida, Texas. What are some of the Louisiana? What are some of the states that you've been to that are off the beaten path that are not normally mentioned when it comes to travel?
Oh, wow, off the beaten path. So it depends on what you really want to do. But like, say I've been on a kind of a hiking kick lately. So
Mhm.
um, Tennessee is a great spot for hiking, and Nashville is a cool city as well. So Nashville is a pretty cool, fun city because it has a lot of music there. They got a
Mhm.
great country music, a great jazz, blues, or whatever southern type of music. That's where you want to be.
Mhm.
And around Nashville and Tennessee area, there's a bunch of state parks where there's waterfalls.
Mm.
And we went to a state park in it's Cummings Falls, which is I think about an hour southeast of Nashville, and we stayed there. It's really beautiful. You start up at the top, and you have to work your way down, and then
Mhm.
there's like a little gorge, and you have to pay to get into the gorge because of COVID, so they're restricting a lot of people to go in the gorge.
Mhm.
So fortunately, we were lucky to actually buy one ticket, get a ticket from a visitor passing, and she had an extra ticket, so she gave it to us. And then
Mm.
the like kind of gatekeeper, she let us through. She's like, it's okay. It's only $7. Just let on go. And I tell you, when I was down in the gorge, it was beautiful. You just walking through the valley, right? Just
Uh-huh.
like a little small little footpath with the water.
Mhm.
So you walk through there, and then right on the side of it, there was like a smaller kind of waterfall looking up, but it's kind of
Mhm.
little. But you had to
Mhm.
climb
Mhm.
up and to get into this other side, and
Mhm.
it was
Mhm.
really beautiful. The trees were just climbing up, and then there was a big hole at the top, and then just the water was trickling down. It was a beautiful shot.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that wasn't the main attraction. That was just a nice side, but no one was actually looking at it. It was like it was totally off the beaten path. And then what I noticed, people would walk there but wouldn't climb above it. They wouldn't climb
Uh,
to get above to the other side to actually see where we saw. So I took a picture of that. I'll send it to you later. You can show it.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'll send that stuff for you. And then
That'd be
after
dope.
that, we go down to the waterfall. It was a beautiful waterfall. It was like a seven different type of waters forming down and hitting over the rocks, and then get kind of spilling over another rock, and that they created a kind of a pool where you were able
Mhm.
to swim in. So it
Okay.
was really
Okay.
awesome.
Wow. See, this is some of the things you need to. It's Tennessee. Never would have known. I've been to
Yeah, right.
Memphis, and I know Memphis have great barbecue. That's what I know about
Yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah.
They got that
The
Memphis got good barbecue. What about Nashville? What kind of food they got? What's good up there to
great
try?
barbecue is barbecue. Tennessee is just made of barbecue. It's
Oh,
a different kind of like a sweet kind of barbecue, not like the southern barbecue. It's a little bit different. But what we
okay.
had there, the collard greens was amazing, and we tried a banana. Was it banana
Na-
pudding? The banana pudding at this Memphis barbecue. No, no, not the Memphis. I'm sorry. This barbecue place in Nashville was amazing. Best banana pudding I've ever had, man.
Banana pudding, that's my shit, boy. Let me tell you, boy. Hey, that banana pudding, boy, that get me every time, boy. So you know how to make banana pudding, boy. I'm man, I'm a sucker for it. I'll be honest with you. Okay, cool. So yeah, Tennessee, yeah, Tennessee. If y'all ain't never been to Tennessee, definitely go to Tennessee. Get some more. Anything else in Tennessee before we head to another state?
There's a lot of hikes, but if you go to Memphis, that's where I was gonna be at Beale Street. All the
Mhm.
jazz bands.
Beale
That's
Street.
Beale Street's amazing.
Hmm.
Nashville. There's just a lot of just nature. The eastern
Hmm.
part of Tennessee is all nature. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah, so if you guys like nature and that's your thing, don't go chasing waterfalls. But go do go, yeah. If you want some waterfalls, go chase them. I guess you got permission to go chase them now. So yeah, do that and get your nature on. And then now let's move. What other states off the beaten path can we talk about?
Okay. Well, let's see. I'll stick with the same theme as hiking and stuff. Is
Mm-hmm.
Utah. Utah is so beautiful, man. I went to Zion National Park. There's Bryce Canyon over there as well. And that drive from Zion Park all the way to like Colorado, it's just the formation of the rocks and the red rock forms. It's just so beautiful. And Zion was so awesome going. And I like to look at waterfalls. That's my thing. You know, I do chasing waterfalls. I'm not gonna
Be
lie.
chasing
Chase.
waterfall.
I'll be chasing waterfalls, you
Not
know. And
bad.
then you know, they got so many different hikes in Zion as well. There's the Hallows or no, the Shallows. That's what the Shallows or something like that. Yeah, something like that. But Angel Landing hike is where you're going all the way to the top, and it's like it's pretty dangerous, they said, but there's a little railing on the side where you can just grab and walk up. It's not for you people who are afraid of heights like me, but I kind of like to do some of those things just to get the adrenaline rushing, you know. That's my
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
And I do like camping, so there's a lot of great camping sites in Utah as well.
Oh yeah. Utah, as I know, I haven't been, but it's on my bucket list. Of course, is nature and camping and hiking and all that good stuff. So what
Mhm.
about any food that you rate? Is anything special in Utah to recommend?
You know, no, because when we were hiking and stuff, we packed our lunch and stuff like that. But all I know is that it's clean. Utah is a very clean state.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of trash everywhere. They take care of their state really well. It's funny because they kind of shut down uh around 10 usually on a normal day pre-COVID. So it's not like people stay out there late. So it's not a place where you're trying to get your buck wallet on. But you know, if you want to just if you want to just let yourself go into nature and enjoy everything on the stars underneath you, man. If you like to just pitch a tent and just chill on the side of the road, you can do that. Just make sure your hazard lights are on or something reflective on so no one hits you.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of important. And then since we're on the topic of hiking, I think that with the conditions going on with the COVID and pandemic, a lot of folks is traveling in the United States. So since we on the
Mhm.
topic of hiking and nature and outdoors, what other state? Because I had a podcast and we talked about Idaho and stuff. They had hot
Oh,
springs in
I
Idaho,
heard that.
hiking and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. What other states that you can think of that's a little different than the norm?
Yeah, rather than okay, so I'm gonna go away from like the Arizona and all those like nature, those crazy national parks because everybody knows about those kind of things. But
Mm-hmm.
if I really enjoyed El Paso, Texas, and close to
Mm,
Los Angeles, New Mexico, and stuff like that. Area was pretty different because I never thought I would ever go there. My friend who lived in El Paso, he told me to go visit him, so I visited him. But then he showed me around the city. So there's this kind of scenic route up into El Paso, and it kind of overlooks the Mexican border of Juarez, and you can
mm,
see the border. You can see the big massive X on the other
mm-hmm.
side of the border representing Mexico, and then they they imprinted a big star in El Paso to represent the Lone Star State.
Okay.
And then El Paso is on the tip of the western part of the like the very furthest tip,
Mm-hmm.
and that is actually that's only an hour of us. In Texas is normally Central Time, so
Right.
El Paso is actually an hour ahead of us. So then from El Paso we went to a Elephant Butte, which is a nice little kind of reservoir lake. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
man-made, so it's
Okay.
really cool. We spent there like a half day out there swimming in the water. We were watching people take their boats, and a lot of people got their cars stuck in the sand, which was funny because you know what, I've seen it a lot, so I knew not to go down there. But then I saw people driving down closer to the water, getting stuck in sand, and they had to
Yeah.
call people. We literally saw a truck pull 8 different cars out because they couldn't, all of them got stuck in the sand. They were all connected, they were all chained up, and all of them would start engines moving forward. But hey, teamwork, baby.
Wow. Teamwork make the dream work, man. Oh,
Yeah,
if it
right,
wasn't for that
boy.
truck, man, it would have been SOL, boy. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
because I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
I
be
know a
able to
lot of
help
people.
out.
Nah, I'm a charge. Hey, hey, this gonna cost you. Nah. Yeah, be a good Samaritan. Be a good Samaritan to help out. But okay, cool. So let's hit another state before we go international. What other state that you want to talk about that you can give our listeners some recommendations on?
Okay, well, I'll go back to a bit. Not, I love Chicago. It's probably one of my
Right.
favorites. Is probably my favorite in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like big cities and all that stuff, you would love Chicago because I call it a cleaner, smaller New York City. You have all what you have in New York,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in Chicago. The
Mm-hmm.
architecture, tall buildings, the streets in downtown, clean,
Mm-hmm.
clean. There's no trash.
Really?
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
impressive.
yeah.
You walk around, and then the architectural tour takes you in the middle of the city. There's a big lake, and then you're on the lake, and you take a boat around, and it shows you all the different architecture buildings in downtown Chicago, which is really cool. And they love their sports there too.
Of course.
So it's that's where it's all happened, man. They love their Bears, they love their
Yep.
Blackhawks, love the Bulls, man. They love the
Yep.
White Sox and the Cubs. So they got a lot of sports, and it's very diversity. And the food there is amazing.
So we
Food there is
heard.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
deep dish pizza. Oh
Yep.
man. And then
Yep.
I went to this Ashabel.
Okay.
It's a great place. It was ranked in the States as the number one burger because they they do something different with their bun, but when they add this thick maple syrup type of bacon layer
Ooh.
on top of their burger, and I
Yeah.
tell you, boy, it's delicious. It has that like a nice sweet texture of a hickory barbecue sauce, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not barbecue. Like a
Wow.
little bit
Yeah.
black and not too burnt, and it's thick fatty.
It's a they're not being stingy with that bacon, huh? Put that bacon on my burger,
No, no,
goddamn it.
no,
I want
no.
to give me that
They are.
goddamn
They
bacon. Yeah, just put the whole
it's
goddamn
quite
pig on
pricey,
there.
but you know what? It's quite pricey, the burger, but it's delicious.
Okay. I mean, it's an experience. And one time, how much was the burger? Shit, how
Yeah.
much are we talking? How much is the burger?
Okay. It was about $15.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay, all right. That ain't bad. I mean, that come with the fries
Yeah.
and the drink and everything, right? It ain't just the burger,
No,
right?
it's
Okay,
just a
all right.
burger.
Make sure. Oh, just the burger? Oh, it's just.
Just a burger.
Okay,
Just a burger.
okay. No, no. He said no, no. You want fries? Oh, you want drink too?
You want
Oh
fries? Okay,
shit.
yeah. It was 475.
Yeah,
Four seventy
yeah,
five.
yeah, yeah.
But hey,
Oh man.
but water be free.
What?
But water be free. Don't worry.
Let me. You want something to drink, sir? Yeah, just give me a water. Yeah, just give me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard Chicago is one of the major food cities in the United States. So,
Yes.
what is your top three food cities that you will recommend to our listeners out here?
Okay. Chicago's one of them for sure.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, and I guess depending on what you're looking for, but I'm biased. I love California. So if you're anywhere in LA, Orange
Mhm.
County, or San Diego, or even
Mhm.
San Francisco, you're gonna get great food anywhere,
Right.
and it's diverse. So you have a wide range of what you're looking for, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But if you want really true Italian food uh, and American Italian, you about to go to New
Okay.
York.
New
I
York
hit those
got a lot of
big
Italians.
cities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And New York, I know. They have like, of course, their pizza and New York cheesecakes that I've heard about. Did I try? I don't think I tried a New York cheesecake. I should have tried it. But
I think it's just plain. It's just regular cheesecake.
just regular cheese, just normal, huh? It ain't nothing special. Huh? I think I
Yeah,
got that off
it's
of
maybe bigger.
what's the it was a show. I think it's P. Diddy, and he was having I forgot the name of the show, but they walked from somewhere all the way to get some cheesecake. I forgot the name of the show, but I was kind of just way out there. But all right, cool. Let's go ahead and leave the United States, man. Let's go overseas. We're not gonna quite go to Spain just yet, but before we hit Spain, what other countries would you like to take us to? Tour guide us, man.
So I love Croatia. Croatia, I
Oh.
was there for about, I think I did a week in Croatia, and I went from the north part all the way down to the south part, and then I crossed over into Montenegro. So we started in Zagreb. It was a pretty cool city. I was very surprised because uh, we thought it was just gonna be a normal city, but it came alive. We got there. I met up there with my two friends. We were just relaxing there. We're like, let's go into town. Like we kind of stayed like a little bit outside of the city center. So then we're like, it seems a little boring. But once we got into the city center, man, it was live. It was like a
Mhm.
lot of people walking over. We went up to the top of a hill to find a point, but we ended up not making it there. So then we ended up walking back to the city center. But then we stumbled into a winery, which was super cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
so then we walked over, we walked in, and then the people there are so nice in Croatia that every city that we've been to, we were given a free drink, just because it was they were just hospital like that. So then when we got to the winery, we had 3 glasses of wine each. Then we walked down for a conveyor bill. He's like, hey, he's like, you guys speak English? And we're like, yeah, we speak English. So then he was like, they're talking, they're bantering us. I guess they remember, I don't know if you remember the famous Vine video, like, surprise, motherfucker, surprise, motherfucker.
No, I think I heard of that. Actually. I don't remember up top.
Yeah, he's like, all right. And then that guy knew that, and he said, hey, surprise, motherfucker. I was like, what? And then he's like, here, do you want to take this typical Croatian dessert drink or after drink? It's like like you drink it after you pay the bill, and it's like schnapps, a little bit like schnapps, but it was the one, each place makes their own. It's crazy. They all have their homemade schnapps for the bar. So we took theirs. It was like black licorice, and I did not like the taste of it, but I couldn't. I had to be a champ, and I had to swallow it down. While my other friends would be like this. Well, they didn't take all of it.
Did it taste like Jaeger? Did it taste like Jaeger? Jägermeister?
A little bit, but a little bit thicker. Ooh. So it was just different, and they make it out of herbs and roots they plant in their backyard. So it's really cool. The fact that each of them do it. So that place Zagreb was really nice. And then from Zagreb, we took a bus down to Splitsvice. This is a national park where they have so many waterfalls in that actual national park. But the only problem is you aren't able to swim in it. They kind of preserve it. They don't want anybody contaminating it. But they do have those motorboats going in and out, busing us through the part of the to the other end of the national park. But if they're the only one doing it, they're saying less people water, it's actually better for you.
Understood.
But the tip is, I get there early. If you don't get there early, the line piles up, and it's long.
Yeah,
it's a long way.
Goodness, great. What language do they speak? Is it Croatian? Is that the language they speak, or
it's Croatian? So yeah, it's funny because that whole area, they speak technically one language, but they all say it's all, one say they're Croatian, Serbian, Montenegrin, but they all the same language, just a little different dialect, because it used to be Yugoslavia. So once they all spread it apart, that's when they said my language Croatian, but they all understand each other.
Okay, all right, that's all that, man. Like different dialects of English. You go to America,
that's right.
London,
pretty much.
Australia. Okay, got you. And then what other countries, before we hit Spain, what other countries would you like to run us through?
So the eastern part is pretty cool. You gotta go to Budapest.
It's on my list. Budapest and yeah. Tell us about it.
It's super cheap there. So there's actually 2 parts of the city, Buda and Pest. It's not just one. So I think it's pretty funny like that, because my buddy was saying that, and I guess I could be wrong. I think Buda is the party side, and Pest is just like the normal, like just relaxing side. But one or the other, it's amazing because they have so many different bars in Budapest that are like you're in a ruin. So everything's like kind of just broken down and everything like that, but they transform into a bar. And the alcohol there, the drinks there, the food there, super cheap. And one of their traditional soup is goulash soup. So it's kind of like their version. It's beef stew, but their version of beef.
Okay, it's called
so very medieval timing.
Is that goulash?
Yeah, goulash.
I like to say the goulash.
So that was it was really cool. It was, and Katy Perry actually shot her fireworks video there in the Parliament building in Budapest.
See, you learned something.
Yeah, I was like, what? That's very random.
yeah, definitely.
And then the thermal bath. You gotta do the thermal bath too.
Oh, they're like it's not really like a natural hot spring. It's like a man-made, like thermal, like a jacuzzi.
Yeah, man-made.
Okay. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. Is it like what size? Yeah. How many people? Is it like a pool, or how big is it?
It's a massive place. It's like a whole building. It would be like a like amusement park for a spa. They actually had spotties there.
What is
They
it?
call it
What?
spot a spotty.
Spotchies?
Spotty. Like it's
What?
party but with the S.
Yeah. What is that about? What goes on
So
here?
it's pretty much just a party at the spa. There's DJs and everything like that, and they're all partying in the spa. It's pretty crazy. I didn't get to go there because I went in January, so it was a little too cold for that.
See, there's some places I think is it Iceland or Greenland, and one of them they got it's like hella cold, but they got the hot springs and it just stay hot even if it's super cold. You know what I'm
Iceland.
talking about? Is that
Iceland. Yeah.
Iceland? Okay,
Hmm.
that's on my butt. That's one of the places I want to go. Iceland, man. That looks
Yeah.
dope. That looks dope. Go hot spring.
Yeah. Very.
And then what other all right, let's go to some more countries. Let's do some more traveling. What other countries you like to run us through?
Okay, so I went. So we did Budapest. It was
Mm-hmm.
Hungary,
Mm-hmm.
Croatia,
Mm-hmm.
and let me go. I'll go a little west.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to. I love Germany. I'm not gonna lie. Germany's really fun.
Talk
But
about Germany.
I'm
Yeah.
fortunate. I'm fortunate because I have friends there
Okay.
that I know it from a low point where from an outside perspective, if you're going to a German place, most people are seen to be cold and not very welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
But since my
Mm-hmm.
friends are there, they kind of bring a different light. So I've enjoyed it on a different side of things. But like in Munich, Bavaria, I love the white sausage parties. So it's kind of there's a white sausage in that's in a soup, a hot water that you take out and you cut open and you eat it with pretzel and sweet honey mustard,
Mm.
and
What is
then you drink white beer with
white
it.
beer? Yeah,
Yeah,
Germany is
white
known
beer.
for
Yeah,
their
so
beer.
it's just vice versa.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
known for like
so
their beer and alcohol and all. Like, how is it different or is it
yeah,
stronger or what's going on out there with as far as the drinks?
I think that it's just I think it tastes better. It's just it's some beers are stronger, some aren't, but I think the whole the whole reasoning behind German beer is the kind of the view of the stereotype of German beer. You can drink a German beer. You can walk on the street and you can drink alcohol while you're walking on the street. So it's like just the thought of doing that kind of intensifies and entices the image of German beer.
Right, right. Yeah,
So
I
it's
was,
like,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was in Germany. I was in Germany for a hot second. I don't know what the country or what the city was again, but I was surprised. Is what's the demographics like in Germany? What I seen black folks there. I was surprised, but what's the demographics like?
It's it's depending on where you're at. In Munich, it was a pretty good mix. I seen a lot of Asians there. It was really surprising. A lot of
Mm,
Turkish people. There's a big Turkish German community in Germany. Um, yeah, and I seen a lot of black people,
yep,
and
yep.
not too many Mexicans out there.
Not too many like not too the Latinos.
Not too
Nah,
many
they not
Latin
up in
people.
Germany.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no, not
that's funny. So, did you learn any of the languages in the out while you was out there? And like,
so I whenever I travel, I like to kind of learn a few things just so I don't feel like I'm just uh, kind of an arrogant, ignorant American tourist, right? I like to
mhm,
kind of immerse myself in the culture because that's the
mhm.
best way you're gonna actually learn too. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and eat this cheeseburger or McDonald's out there," right? Even though it's different,
Yeah,
you still gotta try the local cuisines.
yeah,
So
agreed,
yeah,
agreed.
I picked up a few things and out
Mm.
there, but it's a lot tougher though. It's tougher, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I hear that some words are similar to English. I don't know. I don't know nothing in German or nothing like that. Schlug it. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just make up something. But I have no idea, bro. I was in I think I was in where is it? France. I was in Strasbourg. And we just crossed the
Okay.
border over there in Strasbourg. Like I said, I don't know the name of the city or not, but we was over there for a hot second just to say, we touched down in Germany. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
We went to like
Yeah.
this little central area where we went to shopping and all that type of stuff. So Germany, yeah, Germany. If you guys ever want to hit Germany up, definitely hit Germany up. They got, especially if you like beer and alcohol, if that's your thing, you definitely want to go try their pubs out and whatnot. So let's do that. And then now we didn't touch a few places in the United United States. We didn't travel to a few places in Europe. So since we're in Europe, looks like we about to go ahead and land in Spain. So welcome,
España.
España. Welcome, bienvenidos, a mi people. So, so yeah, tell us about Spain. We about to dive deep into Spain. We finally off the plane. We
Okay.
ready to go do something. Tell us what we doing.
Okay, so I lived in Spain for about 6 months. I did
Mm,
my study abroad there, but I did it a little differently. I didn't graduate. What I did was I prolonged my graduation, so I finished all my core courses and in my college, and then I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna take another semester and just go to Spain. So when I went to Spain, I had no worries. I knew all my grades were already done. I already had my degree. So guess what? I'm
mm.
just gonna live it up in Spain. So I
Killing
didn't, yeah, I just didn't want to do the normal route and go to Barcelona or Madrid or
it.
Sevilla, the major cities. So I picked a small town in Andalusia. It was Granada, and that's where I touched down. I went down to the south of Spain, and they don't in Granada or Andalusia at least they don't speak that much English, which was amazing for me because I had to immerse myself into the actual language and like coming off. I thought I knew a lot of Spanish, but boy, it's a whole nother ballgame in the south of Spain. They
Yeah.
said that's the worst place to learn Spanish, shoot, the south of Spain,
Mm-hmm.
because they have a different accent and they cut the words when
Mm-hmm.
they're speaking to you. So
Yep.
it's always going to be slang.
Yep.
Um, so when I touched down out of the airport, I thought I was so good. I finished my Duolingo, and then I was like, oh, I came off. I'm like, hola, and then they're like,
Hola.
and I was like, espera, español mal, necesito ir aquí. And then they're like, okay. And then they show me all these different places. Like, damn, I don't know. I don't know what I got myself into, man. And then I ended up staying in the host family, and which is good. It's a great way to learn the language because they don't speak English and they're only speaking Spanish to you. So you're conversing with them on a daily basis. The only problem I had with that was I was older than most of the college students, so when I did it, I was 25. I was
Oh,
25, so then I was like, I don't want to live in a house like with a mom watching me, man. I'm in Spain. I want to do my thing, you know. I
yeah.
want to enjoy my life. I don't want
Yeah.
home and this and that. But then it was actually really cool because the first day I touched down, she's like, "Hey, do you want to go out and I'm gonna show you the city. I'll walk you around." And then she saw one of her friends sitting at the bar, and then she's like, "Do you guys want to stay here?" And then we're like, "Okay." She sat down. She got me drunk on the first night, man. Got me
Oh, she
got me drunk
said,
on the first night.
"What are your
And I
intentions?"
was like, yeah, I know. I was like, what?
she
I
she
was like,
trying to take
oh my
advantage of
god.
an American. She thinks she's slick.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah. She was like, hey, don't worry, you're gonna have a good time with us today. I was like, oh, I was like, this is how they welcome me. And then at that time, I knew I wanted to stay with her rather than get my own place because it was always fun going home to a host mom who was really open and was able to do things, and she gave me the traditional Spanish culture. Because if I live with other Spanish students, it's not the same culture because they're students and they're still working on their things. They're not really set on this like kind of a structure. Like with
Mhm.
her, we had we didn't really have breakfast, but lunch is the biggest thing in Spain, especially in the south. They like to take their siestas, man. That is true. Siestas are a real thing. They go to work. They take a 3 to 4 hour break for lunch. I was like, what? In America, we don't get that. We only get 1 hour. That's not
Yes,
enough.
yes,
Take a siesta. You go back to work.
yes.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah, yeah. Just to piggyback off that, man, folks don't know this part about it. I think it's a Hispanic culture. I don't know. Maybe it's in other
Hmm.
cultures as well. But I did my study abroad in Chile, and they same
Hmm.
thing. The biggest, see, in America, the biggest meal of the day oh shit, America, all the meals is big, but the biggest meal in America is probably dinner. Is probably like to highlight the biggest meal of the day.
Yeah.
But in Hispanic cultures and countries, lunch is the biggest meal of the day,
Yeah.
and there's something called a siesta, is where, and I love, and man, I was in Chile. I was like, oh, we get, you get to, after you eat, it's like you eat a buffet, a fiesta. You have a
Mhm.
fiesta for lunch, and then you take a nap. Like when they say take a
Yeah.
nap, when they say take a nap, they mean shut it down. Like ain't no
Yeah,
working, no
shut down.
homework, no nothing. We just ate lunch. Our stomachs is full. It's nap time. That I just didn't kicked in, and that was my favorite. Lunch is
Yeah.
my favorite. Now I'm gonna tell you the downside. Let me tell you the downside about it, because since that's the biggest meal of the day, bro, you get to dinner on my Chilean mama. You know what? We ate bread, pan. We ate just a slab of just or a couple slices of bread and some spread, whether it's tuna or jelly or something. They had I forgot the name
Hmm.
of it, but it was like a spread that they used. Damn, I forgot the name of it, but it was good though. But that's it though. And then some tea or coffee, depending on your. So
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not used to. I'm new in Chile and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get used to this food schedule. So I'm sitting right at lunch. At lunch, I'm happy, I'm sleeping, I'm good at lunch. But then, dinner time come around, I'm hungry again. Like it's back to, feed me. And they only gonna give you a couple slices of bread and some jelly. Talk about here's dinner. I was like, wait a minute. So I got in trouble because in the middle of the night. So I go home hungry, right? I mean, I go to
Yeah.
bed hungry, right? Because I'm only eating bread. So I wake up and probably ain't even went to sleep because I'm so damn hungry. But if I did go to sleep, I wake up like early in the morning when everybody else is asleep, go into the
Yeah.
refrigerator and go ahead and eat something else, like whatever's in the
And
refrigerator. I
grab some
just
stuff,
killed
Trevor.
it. Yeah, but she got tired of that. She said something after. She said but it was all in Spanish. She's like, Darren, you can't be eating all the food. I was like, hey man, I'm a hungry man.
I'm
I'm a
hungry.
growing
I'm
boy.
hungry.
So was it like that in Spain? Well, how was the dinners?
So what we did was like my host mom, we had a pretty decent dinner, but it was late. It was like at 9:30,
Oh
right?
damn, I'm
So
starving.
yeah, so they do everything late there, man. I
Yeah.
swear, because like that was a big adjustment for me because I'm used to having lunch at like say 12, 1 to 2. When we
Mhm,
get to lunch, it's like 2 to 5. Like,
mhm.
oh wow, okay. And
Right.
then after that, they go to work, and then when they get back from work, it was like 8, and they don't start cooking till like 9:30. And then at that time, I'm like, dude, this is late. Like I'm out at the bars right now. I don't want to go
Right.
back home, eat, and then but then I learned that I learned that in Spain everything's done just really late.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
we had like for dinner we had lentos, we had we had chicken, we had pizza. It just whatever she was making it. It was really nice. Oh, and we got the Spanish omelet. That's usually for lunch,
Mhm.
or paellas. That's like a lunch meal. You don't really eat
Paella.
that for dinner.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right.
So, but sometimes she's like, you know what? I know you missed that lunch. I'll give it to you for dinner. I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah, that's what we getting. We're getting that.
Thank you,
Gracias,
mama.
mom.
Yeah, right,
Gracias.
right. Right.
And then
So go ahead.
that was awesome because right after she knew how I was because we had another host student there living there.
Uh-huh.
We're complete opposites. He would go to bed. He really early and then wake up really early. While me, I was like, all right, after dinner, guess what? I'm going out.
Turn
This is
up.
this is the Spanish life, right? And
Right.
the beautiful thing about Spain is tapas.
What is that?
Tapas are free, so they're like little finger foods that you get when you order a drink in a bar, and it could be an appetizer. It could be like a little small Spanish omelet, or it can be bread and some ham and then cheese toasted on top,
Mhm,
or it can be like a little piece of paella. It
mhm.
just there's just a variety of different type of tapas that you're able to receive, not and it would change every time you get a drink. So the good thing is like you're not getting too drunk at least because you're eating on something, right? So you can drink a little
Right.
bit more.
Right.
Plus the copas weren't that much. The copas weren't expensive, but it was so cheap, it was so expensive. If you know what I mean, you're just
Right.
spending more. You're just spending more, man.
I like the way you put that. It was so cheap, it was expensive. I'm still in that. I'm
Yeah,
still in that. So
yeah.
talk about because I know in Spain, paella is a famous dish or a popular dish in Spain. What
Yeah.
is paella? Tell our listeners, our travelers about paella.
So it's a seafood dish. So if
Mhm,
you're not if for you seafood lovers, this is a dish. It's a rice pot. They cook on a big big ass pan. It's like
mhm,
a special paella pan, and they have clams in it, shrimp, little calamaris in it. It's embedded with rice, and saffron gives you that yellow seasoning and look of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's put some onions and peppers. And each family member does it a little bit different. They have their own twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
My host mom didn't. She just gave us the traditional one, and then she added some a little different type of flavor. She did, but loved it. It was homemade. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a little, you can even twist it. They do black squid ink all over it, so it gives you a black paella, which is nice too. It's a different flavor. That little squid inky makes it a little the texture a little bit stickier, but it's still nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And far as the now visas for Americans, do we need
Mhm.
visas, anything like that? How does that work?
So when I only needed it for my student visa, I just had a student visa. But if you're going for tourist visa, you don't need anything. What you have is you just go with your passport. But I'm not sure if they're changing it where you would have to have like a little like an ESTA coming in, like when Europeans come into America, they can't just use their passport. They have to like log on some online database about when they're coming and where they're saying yada yada yada. But when I was there, I was just able to use my passport and just go in.
Yeah. Same with me. When I went to Spain, it was just as simple, just passport, and you good to go.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then what about the weather? What about the weather? Oh, no. Before we hit the weather,
Okay.
how long was that? How long was that flight? I like to,
I
give our.
was okay. So I was lucky and fortunate that I live in California, so
Mhm.
we have a cheap airline that goes directly to Madrid, and
What was that?
yeah, Norwegian airline, baby.
Oh, see,
Norwegian
I'm
airline. If
looking.
you Yeah, Norwegian airline's amazing. They go to from, but they only have like a few transport hubs, airport hubs in the U.S.,
Mhm.
but they're usually straight flights to Europe,
Well,
and
how long?
they're
How long is
fairly
that
cheap.
flight? How long is the
Mine
flight?
was about 9 hours. 9 hours.
That's not bad at all. That's not
Yeah,
bad
right.
at
I'd rather
actually.
do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that
Yeah.
than lay over.
Yeah.
So I was always looking at.
Now on the layovers, are you the type? Do you see? Depending on the type of traveler you are, it just really depends.
Mhm.
Everyone got their thing. Some
Yeah,
folks like nonstop. I like non. I like either. It don't really matter to me, to be quite
yeah.
honest. But nonstops is cool because you there and you at your
Mhm.
location. But when you have layovers, and if you can take advantage of a layover, if you have like a lot of like a lot long time, maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, maybe even 15 hours, you got a whole day.
Yeah,
Man, I always tell my folks, hey man, go out and travel, go see the little. You don't go too far. We got
yeah.
a plane to catch, but stay somewhere local where you go try some of the foods or whatever the case may be. Now that's always a good
Mhm.
little trick or advantage to do. But in
Yes.
Spain, but what's the weather like in Spain?
So depending on when I was in the South, so the weather is very kind of like California in a sense where it's but there's different areas in Spain that gets really cold as well. So I was in the south, even though the south gets really hot where I am. During the wintertime, I'm in the mountains, so it snows a little bit, and they actually have some the Sierra Nevadas out there. They actually have some Olympic runs that goes through there, like ski, snowboard, and all that stuff. So I was able to get like a little bit of 4 seasons, mostly just two, just
Mm-hmm.
summer and winter. That's all I got there. But I enjoy the winter time because for us California people, we don't get that much.
We sure don't. Yeah, we
You know,
sure
we
don't.
we we, we don't get any cold. So over
No.
there it was cool to be in a city when you see the snow coming down. It didn't stick to the ground as much, but you were seeing it down. But if you look into the mountains, it's all snow.
Right. Yeah, and Spain has a lot of different areas you can visit. Far
Mhm.
as some of the tourist things to do in Spain, what would you recommend?
So there's many different spots. So since I was in the south, the great areas is because Andalusia is very heavily influenced by Muslim people coming in.
Okay.
The Moorish. So there's a lot of Arabic kind of design in the area. So
Okay.
it's really cool because the mosque or the kind of cathedrals that you would think would be it is actually designed in a mosque kind of look. So it's really cool. So in the south of Spain, if you're going to do touristy things, you're gonna hit the bars
Mm-hmm.
because Spanish food, and have your wine, and then you're gonna hit the cathedrals. Or if you're in the south of Spain near the beach, people a lot to go to the beach. There's a lot of pebble beaches, which I'm not too a fan of, but there's some sand as well. So if you want to know different type of cities of what to do, then I can be more specific on that too, because I know there's so many cities I was in Spain that I can't just like Madrid, Barcelona. I give you all that stuff.
Well, let's go ahead. Well, we in Spain, man. We in Spain, dog. So let's talk about let's say Barcelona. Let's go with Barcelona.
So Barcelona is probably my favorite city in Spain.
Okay.
But it's not really considered Spain because they're really, it's Catalan, and they speak a different language. They can speak Spanish, but they kind of see themselves as independent people.
Okay.
But that region, Barcelona, is such a beautiful city. It's very very diverse, and it's very international hub spot for Spain. And the economy there is probably the best out of the entire Spain. Because they just got everything. All that international stuff, all that diversity is there. But the architecture there is amazing. I've never seen any type of architecture like that. You know, La Sagrada Familia, Park Güell. It's just the architect there, Gaudi. He just made, he kind of like envisioned something in his head and he just put it out there. He's like, okay, we're gonna do something different, like no other city in the world will do. And it's really cool with the unique colors, and it's a beach setting as well too. So it's like a city and beach. You get both worlds.
Yeah. I've actually stopped and took a picture. What is it? La Familia Sagrada? What is it again?
La Sagrada Familia.
La Sagrada Familia. It's a church. Is it an unfinished church? Is that what unfinished. It was?
Yeah, it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done by 2026, but it's not. That was prediction a long time ago too.
Yeah. Well, how long have they been building it, man? I know it's been a minute. Do you know? Do you have that?
I think I have the so guys, if you want, get yourself a Discovery Spain book. This was a gift though. This was a gift, so I really didn't look at. I usually don't really look at it. I just like kind of go on the beaten path and just stumble on places. That's what I like to do. But I think La Sagrada Familia was built in like the 18 somethings and then just never really been fully finished. But there's so much stuff to do in Barcelona when they always say they want to Barcelona, gotta do this.
That's how they speak. So what about for those folks who know Spanish, or not know Spanish, but know about Spanish or whatever, Barcelona has a different dialect than the normal. I don't know if it's normal, but the normal stuff that at least Californians are used to. We used to like I call it regular Spanish. They Spanish is a little different. They talk with a lisp, and it's different. It's different. Yeah, Barcelona. Yeah. So it's strange. Yeah. So
and they want to be sophisticated.
And so they're like the do you know how London's supposed to be like the right way, the correct way to speak? That's their London in Spanish. So that's supposed to be the proper way to speak Spanish. So go figure. And then far as Madrid, let's go to Madrid.
So see, I'm my favorite football team is Madrid. So I that's why I have like a real good spot for it. But the city itself, the first time I was there, I really didn't enjoy it as much, but it was a different setting because what happened was I actually got pickpocketed there, but I got my money back. Yeah. So hey, people, be careful if you're hungover and your wallet's out, your traveler's purse, your stuff. Just be careful on the metros, man. Yeah. And it was an older lady too. It was like an older lady.
She good. She been doing it for decades.
So
she's just a sweet old lady. She got, hey baby.
Yeah, she thought she was sweet. She thought she was sweet, but then I got my money back. That's all that moment
matters. How? Tell us that story. How did you get your money back? Tell us that. Yeah, tell us story. Story time.
Okay, so what happened was we were going on our way to the Santiago Bernabeu to see the Madrid stadium, and I was talking to my friend. She came to visit us. We met up in Madrid, and then we're on the metro, and I'm just hanging on the bar, just like kind of swaying back and forth. And then I looked down, and my traveler's bag was like kind of open. I was like, this doesn't make sense. And I looked, and then the gates open, the doors open, and then you see an old lady kind of walk out. And I look over to the two Spanish girls laying down. I was like, I said in Spanish, like, did she take my money? And then they're like, Yes, and I just jumped out and I ran over and said, "You took my money and gave me my money back." And then she gave me my $50, my 50 euros back. So I was like, "Dude." And then I didn't tell my friend though. So she was confused because I just jumped off and then she was on the metro and she's like, "What the hell?" And she jumped off with me. But
Uh-huh.
then it was like, boy, it was like, damn. And that's 50 euros. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm not working at this time. That was all my money saved. So every dollar counts.
Right.
Every
Wow.
dollar
See,
counts.
be careful for them old ladies, man. They,
Yeah,
them
ain't no
AARP
one's safe.
folks out there. They,
No one's safe.
ah, nobody, right? Oh my gosh.
Nobody.
Hey, yeah, you get stories when you travel. So that's why I love traveling, man. You get a lot of these stories
Yeah,
and you remember, and it's fun, man. It's definitely fun. And then what other
it was cool.
anything else
Yeah,
in
in
Madrid?
Madrid. So Madrid is a very Spanish metropolitan city. So it is the capital of Spain. So there's a lot of Calle Gran Via. It's just a big. It's their famous street, and it's just a big street of just shops and stuff, shops after shops after shops. And we ended up having a picnic at Parque El Retire. It was a park, retire park. So it was really cool because that's just a massive park. There's different kind of shops within the park and a big lake where you can take a romantic getaway. So it's do the swan boat and just just paddle row.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Enjoy it
uh-huh.
with your senoritas.
Yeah,
Okay. But
yeah,
boy, if I tell you I didn't fall in love with Spanish women, yeah, I did. I did, man.
yeah, yeah. Women that do that.
Yeah.
But what about all right? Far as the local transportation, is it Uber, taxis, buses? How do
Metro.
people get around? Metro.
Metro. It's I love the metro system because you get to place to place to place. I think in Madrid there's like 5 different lines or something like that. But it's you get a kick out of it. At first it can be very intimidating because when you first get there, you're like, ooh, what line do I take? Make sure you have one of those maps, that Google Maps, to tell you which lines to go to, which color, which stop,
Mhm.
and then you got to pay for the transfer ticket. A lot of people jump the bars. I don't suggest that because if you are a tourist and you're doing that, you will get caught and you will pay a lot more than what you would have thought. You know?
Hey, you know what? Hey, that actually happened to me though. Look, I was in where was I at? I was in Paris. I think I was in Paris. Yeah, I was in Paris. So
Mhm.
I met this French rapper. He was it's different. Yeah, yeah. But, hey, it's niggas in Paris. There are black
Yeah,
folks, and I was like, oh, cool.
100%.
Yeah, and so when I was just chilling on the bus, I think I was coming from another Strasbourg going to Paris or
Mhm.
whatever, and he was just like, yo, come, because he spoke a little bit of English, so he spoke enough
Yeah,
for us to get together and talk, chop it up. So yeah, we were just chopping it up, and he was just showing me different places in Paris. There was in a, I don't, like I say, he was a rapper, so I don't know what kind of, I don't know, it looked like they maybe had money or not, I don't know, but they
yeah.
was there was like in a penthouse, and in a penthouse we could see the Eiffel Tower from it, so it was super dope.
Oh,
It
that's
was super cool.
cool.
Yeah. We go on it was like a balcony or something. We just go, chill out to the balcony, do whatever we do or whatever, and then just chill and see the nice little scene. It was a nice, beautiful, clear day. You can see the Eiffel Tower. But while we was in the subway, though, while we was, I had jumped. So they when in Rome, right? They
Yeah.
had hopped it, and so I had hopped it. And the next thing, first I wasn't going. I messed up. I hesitated. It was like, because I was like, I thought about it. I'm like, I'm in a whole nother country.
Yeah.
If I'm at home, I know where to go, where to run, and
Yeah.
I know how to get away.
Yeah.
I'm in Paris. I don't know
Yeah.
where to go, what to do. I don't know the language. So, yeah, oh boy, it caught me speaking in French. And I'm just like, yo, I hit that whole American. I'm American. I don't know,
Mhm.
da, da, da. So
Yeah.
long story short, they unfortunately they didn't, probably me. Probably
No, that's
because
good.
yeah. So I got out of that. So
Less
that was cool.
paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. Less paperwork for them. They know I wasn't gonna be back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So about that hopping, what did something happen to you about hopping that
No,
hopping
I
that?
just I just all my buddies that told me, like, if you get caught as a tourist, they can usually charge you a lot more. That's what they were telling me. So I was like, you know what? and then I always think like, I'm giving back to the actual metro. Hopefully, like, I'm always thinking for the better. It's like, why this is money. This is €7 for the day. Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna do this. It doesn't hurt me.
Right.
So that's always my mindset. Is I always wanted to give back to the country I'm kind of seeing, visiting,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to be those American guys trying to take advantage too. So I'm like, I'll just do that. But when in Rome, if you meet a lot of people that do that, I'm probably gonna do the same. And it's like I'm hanging out the locals, and they're teaching me their way.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Definitely do. Yeah. Like I said, when in Rome, man, when in Rome.
Yeah.
So is there anything in Spain that you did not like or did not care for?
Um. So what I do like and do not like is how relaxed they are and so chill. Everything is just chill. No pasa nada. Is always no pasa
No.
nada. No, don't take it too serious, man. Just relax. And then like
Tranquila.
yeah, and the service there is just so slow in comparison to what we're used to. Because us is like everything's customer service is everything. You get tipped and everything. Like they don't care. They're like, all right, you take your time. This is your like. I'll ask. I'll be like, "La cuenta, porfi," and they're like, "Okay, un momento." 10 minutes later, here's
Mm-hmm.
your check. I was like, dude, I asked for like 18 minutes ago. What are we doing, dude? And then like it's just like that. And then sometimes because how they see it is a time to enjoy other people's time too. So they don't want to rush you out rather than like which I saw was a lot nicer too. But like
Right.
when you're on a rushing timetable, like us Americans, we need a check fast. Let's go. Everything's let's go. But in Spain, they teach you how to just chill and just enjoy what you have. So it was a kind of like a double-edged sword. Like you get a good time and everything like that, but you get kind of the service is kind of really slow. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you're looking for.
Right. Right. Yeah, if you ain't in no rush, then by all means, take your
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But us Americans, we always got to go.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a little different for us in that country, in that culture. So before we head out of here, anything else you want to talk about in Spain, different country, different anything else before we pack our bags and head back home?
You know what? I'm just saying, if you do want a real true Spanish experience, go to the south of Spain. Everything is the Spanish people there are super nice. They don't speak as much English, so it could be a lot tougher for you guys, people who don't speak Spanish. They just know how to live a very simple, carefree life, and the beaches there are amazing. So, and I don't know about you, but they're all the senoritas down there. They go topless at beaches. So I don't know. Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm. All right, they got topless beaches out there, boy. Go check that out. Go check that out in Spain. What part of Spain? What beach? What part of Spain is that in?
So actually, the south. So there's gonna be like Malaga. They do that
Mm-hmm.
in Cadiz is like the oldest city in Spain. Is the furthest like to the coast, close to Portugal. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they have like a little castle and fortress there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go party, you better go to Ibiza, man. Ibiza.
The beach, I
That's
hear. I hear.
yeah. And if you want like the kind of the rich area in the south of Spain, it's oh my gosh, I'm blanking out, man. Oh wow, it's next to Malaga too. Oh my gosh, I don't even know but it's like their Rodeo Drive, their Los Angeles, Hollywood kind of
Mm.
areas. That's where all the rich people with their yachts and stuff are at. It's in the South Main next to Malaga. Oh my god, I can't even I'm blanking out on that one.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh
I
my,
can't think of the name neither, but I really believe I know what you talk. Like you said, fancy. I
yeah,
can't think of it neither, but I believe I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I know what you're
yeah.
talking about. I know.
Oh my gosh,
But
yeah, dude.
yeah.
I'm angry. I don't even know this one right now, dude.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, man. I know it, like the name ain't coming to me. I thought it was Ibiza, but it's not Ibiza. It's another spot.
Yeah, it's in Malaga. No, it's close to Malaga, so that's what I'm trying to see.
You
Marbella.
looking it up right
There it
now?
is. Marbella.
Okay. That wasn't what I was thinking, but all right, that worked too. That's what's up though, man. Cool. Hey, you know what? I felt like, our folks got a lot of info on Spain. So I think we
Uh,
we explored a lot of it. So much appreciated.
um,
All right, to my
Thank you.
travelers out there, of course, my travelers, y'all know what the drill is. We gotta hop back on this plane. We gotta head back to our home airport. So we gotta skedaddle. And before as we head back, Gavin, I have one last segment for you, my brother. So I'm going to
Okay.
ask you a list of questions, and they are rapid fire. So quick, 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 quick. You
Okay.
know, us Americans.
Yeah, you good.
And then the only rule is that you can only answer in one word answer. So no sentences and no
Okay.
long drawn out answers, right? So
Okay.
let me go ahead and get ready. I believe I am ready. Are you ready?
No, why not? Let's go. Keep it going.
Vamonos, vamonos.
Vamos.
So question number one. What is your favorite airline?
Norwegian.
What's your favorite hotel or hostel?
Mm, oh, oh, Jesus. Uh, Marriott. I usually just go for whatever, you know.
Favorite, have you been on a cruise?
Yeah.
Favorite cruise line?
Uh, Royal Caribbean.
Favorite state?
California, baby.
Favorite country?
Spain, baby. España.
España. Favorite hotel or hostel booking site?
Mm, I love Airbnb. Airbnb.
Yep. Favorite flight booking site?
Google Flights.
Mhm. One thing you must bring on all your trips.
Your credit card.
Mhm. Where
Or
do
your
you want to go
passport.
next? That too. Where do you want to go next?
Brazil.
What other state that you haven't lived in already would you move to?
That I haven't lived in. New York. I
Yep.
want to live in New York.
What other country would you live in
Other than Spain.
other than Spain?
Okay. I'm going to go Switzerland. You get me? I think you froze a little
Where?
bit. I said Switzerland.
Okay, okay. Switzerland. Okay, got you. Last one. What is your favorite travel podcast?
Global Travel Podcast, baby.
There we go. That's what I, good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Good.
uh,
Hey, you know,
that's what
you remind me of Family Feud, baby. Good answer.
that's
Good
what
answer.
that's hey, I see you, bro. I seen you on Family Feud. I seen it. I
Yeah.
seen the celebrity. Hey, this guy, hey, all my travelers and listeners out there, if you watch Family Feud, he was on Family Feud. I just seen him like a couple days ago. I seen it. So
Yeah.
that was dope. That was I was like,
And
look
keep
at
it.
Gavin.
Hey, keep. I might be on Wipeout too. If COVID lets me, if COVID doesn't do that, I might be on Wipeout. So you'll see me on Wipeout too.
Let me know that I love that show is funny as hell.
Yeah.
All right, to all my travelers and my listeners out there, we are now approaching our home airport. The plane is now descending, so I need you back into your seats. Buckle up, put your seats and trays up, seats in an upright position. But before we land, Gavin, if you can do us a huge favor, if you can give our listeners one last piece of travel advice, what would that be?
Do it. Don't be scared. Just do it because you everybody says I'll do it when I get more money, yada yada yada. And when what they don't realize is that time is sensitive. You know, you need to do everything, and you're like, oh, I can't do it. I don't have enough time. Just make the time because you might not get it back. So don't worry about the money. Money will always be there.
Mhm.
Money is there. Money comes and goes, but guess your time doesn't. So
Mm.
take that leap, travel, and enjoy it. And once you do travel, it's gonna change your life
Forever, forever, ever,
forever,
forever,
forever, ever, forever,
ever.
ever.
Yeah, bro. Hey, great piece of advice. Much appreciated. I'm sure the listeners got a lot from it. We know what to do, see, experience, eat up in Spain. Much appreciated. And then Gavin, thank you, my brother, for showing us
No,
some
thank you
love.
for having me,
Thank you,
baby.
thank you, thank you. Of course, man. Of course. And then our listeners out there, if y'all want to follow him, I'm gonna put his information, social medias, and all that stuff down here on the video, so y'all can ask him some more questions. If you got more questions about Spain or any other countries or Indiana or what have you, man, just pick his brain. I got you. And then not only that, now to my listeners and travelers out there, we are now safely landed. Thank you for flying here with us at the Global Travel Podcast. You can unbuckle your seat belts, you can grab your bags, and you can exit the cabin. So see you guys on our next trip, and we out. If you would like to be a guest on our show and tell us about your travel experiences, then leave us a comment in the comment section below so we can reach out to you. Also, if you have any countries, states, or cities that you'd like us to review, please let us know so we can plan a trip there. Lastly, if you got some good value today and liked our podcast, please hit the like button and click subscribe so you can travel with us again next time. So subscribe right now because you don't want to miss the next trip. With that being said, over and out.